they're a new team at the level they are, wherever they're ranked in the world, I don't know, like 30th or something. That's more like what they are as a squad, so I think that's more reasonable expectation.
Well, one thing that we keep overlooking that doesn't really get talked about too much is Hauser. Hauser missing.
He was too good for them, yeah.
How is that impacting?
Which in itself is kind of an indictment, right? If the new player, the guy who hasn't done anything as a pro, is hard carrying you, some other people need to get their shit together. With that said, though, luckily this map not only has been Dig's best map in the tournament, but my boy Get Right, when he's on the CT side, has been having some throwback performances.
But my boy Wardell! Quad kill. That's what I was expecting. That's why I went with Orgless on this one. The firepower on Orgless, I think, just outweighs Dig, sadly. And Wardell, I mean, he has been hitting hard
nobody
all
on the
tournament long.
Nobody on the Dig side can match up to a player like him at the moment. That's why in the VT, whatever you'd call it, that little profile segment we did, one of the points I tried to make about Wardell was, I think actually his biggest plus is also his biggest minus, which is he's super aggressive. So he's a guy who's going to either make the whole ace clip and it's going to look fucking amazing, or he's going to just blow it after the second kill and let you into the sight. So it's a risky style of play, but he's obviously got the skills to pull it off.
He's beastly. He's beastly. And he is one of those guys who's just always grinding with the rest of the team. Wasn't joking around. Been here, going after the qualifiers, getting into this tournament. I mean, Orgless are guys who are here every day, just grinding, getting in games.
And this is already too many guns lost.
Yeah.
Considering it was to pure Glock save.
Again, that aggression that you were talking about maybe coming back to bite them a little bit here.
But they still haven't got to a single gun. In fact, Wardell should come up just when they're going to get on this, what was that, farmass?
No, there's Wardell.
That doesn't ultimately end up being dangerous.
All right. Let's see. Getting all this squared
Look
away.
at that. Wait a minute. Look at that. Look at the economy even when they did nothing. I mean, they got 2 kills. That was it. 2 kills with Glocks. And they still had all 44, 45, 4700. This game is ridiculous at the moment, isn't it? That one angle is ridiculous.
The way that the economy works is accelerated. That's the reality of going into the talk about it where, I mean, what are Valve supposed to do? They're breaking records every day in terms of player base. Are they going to be, the evidence is showing that what they're doing is right.
I feel like it's only purists who don't like it, I have to say. It is only like the analysts I notice who get really triggered by it. Everyone else seems fine with it, but it's just because, as someone who likes the essence of Counter-Strike, I just don't like the idea that you sort of get rewarded for something where you didn't really do anything, Like what was my counterplay there? I just have to have 5 people survive every time you're on equal. How does that make any sense? That's not fair.
It's not challenging. That's the difference here, is getting to see the reward and skill, putting together a finely crafted eco or
like think of those first 2 rounds. Orgless barely did anything wrong, and yet look at their buy compared to the other one. What the hell's that?
Well,
3 inferior guns.
Let's see. I mean, this is still going to be the execute coming in from Dig onto the lower side by the looks of things here. Gathered up in the halls. We have a couple of mollies. A smoke on exist. Yay, holding close. Ready and waiting for him at Detox. And Forrest is going to be walking right into this in just a moment's time. Yay, is he going to get caught sleeping or not? Definitely not now that Forrest has shown himself.
And this is the right range. Like, this gun at this range will win this fight.
Oh. Unless he charges right in.
Unless he goes right in the barrel of the gun, yeah.
Oh, and Sabrosa coming around the top, misses it. That's on FNS, and FNS losing to Get Right. Get Right showing some of the vintage class there. Yeah. Just running in, taking fights, and winning them. Bomb has been planted as well. Why is my in-game audio so trash? What the hell is going on here?
Oh, is it too low or something?
Yeah, I'm going to mess around with the knobs. Just Anders is going deaf, I think. All right. As far as, I mean, us bigging up Orgless going into this Dig, that was a very solid first buy round for him. Sure. AK is about to survive unless Infinite can come up with something special here. Could be. Oh, man. Guardian survives with 7 HP. So Orgless bump in the road for them, and their money is trash now that they lost that round. Woo.
When you see it from his POV there, yeah, he almost couldn't miss, could he, at that range, unfortunately.
Guy's just charging right into him, perfectly done. Forrest isn't going to miss shots like that. I mean, if anybody has been hitting shots for Dig, even when Halzerk's on the roster, Forrest hasn't really lost any of his level. He's still just hitting like a Mack truck. So if they're going to be competitive here, Dig, if they're going to have a shot, it is heavily going to be relying on Forrest to get some big kills in there, some big rounds.
It's also interesting to me that this is the map that they've eventually gone all the way back to. I mean, Nip used to do it sometimes. They used to revert back to this when it came out again, but because the thing about this map is usually this is a map that's about team play, great comms, understanding the correct move to do. So it just shows there's still something there from the ex-Nip guys. They've still got some synergies that hold over, you know.
I feel like we got to go back, now that you're talking about that, right? The Nuke map that always comes to my mind is like the semifinals versus Very Games 2013. I'm just going to have to go back. We're going to have to go back and watch that.
It was the decider, yeah.
It was the decider
Classic.
map. Crazy map between these two teams. Or between, not Orgless, obviously, but Nip at the time and Existence and the lads.
Especially because the brutal thing about that, if you remember, was obviously neither of them did win that major, like Fnatic won on the other side. But at the time, either of those two winning the major would have just been the most satisfying storyline. Like, those are the two who were supposed to because of what they'd done to that point in the game.
Exactly. It did feel like we got the finals and the semis, which is usually how it goes with the majors, funnily enough.
That's true.
Usually how it goes. This is just an anti-eco round coming in here from Orgless. They did manage to find one gun. That's Freiburg down, so an AK has been picked up by Infinite. But as far as the rest of it is concerned, standard fare. Dig going to pick up that second round.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out for people who are confused as to why the Orgless team could have no org yet actually be this competent in the server. It's basically just, it's a squad that's formed by happenstance. Like, FNS was on a different squad and got cut from it. Basically the one that became the Bad News Bears, as far as I remember, the one that's playing the FPX spot. Infinite's a guy who had some extracurricular problems outside of the game. That meant he didn't make it, but I've been told he had skills. Wardell, we talked about it in the profile piece, he's way better player than the level he's at, but he hasn't taken the offers. And then Ye and Subrosa are people who had some skill, showed little glimpses of it maybe on those first teams, but didn't really make it through. So if you're talking about like a bunch of like quote-unquote rejects and trying to put a team together, that's not a bad little lineup actually. Like, those are kind of like some decent, you know, diamonds in the rough potentially.
Absolutely. It's a team that can be a threat. On a good day, can be a threat to anybody out there. They have it in them. And so definitely not a clear-cut match here for Dig. I mean, we did all go and predict Orgless for the win, but it's going to take some work here from Orgless. But again, that's the point that I'm hitting, is that these guys are not afraid of work. They are putting it in. They're getting those hours on the server. So I do expect them to be competent here versus Dig. So once again, the buy, very light on the nades, but doing a good job of holding on to the utility here, Orgless. Wardell's got that AWP again.
I'm surprised actually that Guardian's on an AK here. Because he's got the money, he could have upgraded.
I think it's just Pug style, dude. I think they just...
I mean, this is also, to be fair, it was never really his map, was Nuke.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. Navi never played it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
For people who don't know, before Cash came out, this was basically their permaban. They always used to permaban this map.
Yeah, so Guardian, I don't see him being the super comfortable opper out here. And I also see this kind of just being fitting more towards Dig and what they're trying to do here, which is just play loose and fast. You've got a stand-in. So give the man an AK, try and play quickly and explosively.
This is also quite interesting because if you notice, the Orgless players now, based on the first few rounds, literally think, even if we heard nothing, they could already be lower. Like, Wardell's just waiting lower already.
And this is going to be Yayo. He's got that, he can just spot the pixel there. So if once they come through, you can see. There it is, movement, and he backs off.
This was well done though, because now you got the flanker coming in from below. He's just trying to see if he can kill people rotating the upper.
And he's made it to the back.
Yeah, you've got to get at least 2 here, otherwise the site's done. It's going to be tough.
He's got Wardell.
He's got his support. So the key thing here is to draw them over here and shoot from the side of the head. Unfortunately, Ye's not getting any kills on him.
No, but this is fine. They have no idea that he's there. And not until he shows himself. FNS is there. Forrest with the double again. Forrest is so good! Get Right gets taken out, and now it's all on Forrest, and it's not going to happen. Infinite with a double of his own. But again, you feel like Dig getting a tight spot, and again, Forrest shows up with a double.
Yeah, that ended up being great, because obviously the rotation was on its way already. They must have calmed that well. It was well guessed by Orgless.
Yeah, super well played there by Ye as well. Just backs off, plays it so smart, gets to that site, stays alive, not over-peaking.
Yeah, the temptation there obviously is to just go to the ramp area and take the duels immediately. But if you'd have done that, if you die even within the first few seconds, the other players can't get there in time, they take the site. As soon as the bomb goes down, remember, it's the CTs that are the ones who are on the offensive then.
Well, there was Guardian. Oh, Subrosa decides to re-peak, not expecting Get Right to be there. But that was Guardian with the AWP trying to take an early duel at Squeak. He gets bopped, and now, well, Get Right's got the op. Once upon a time, we used to say that if Get Right had the op, you were in a tight spot.
For people who don't know, he has secondary opt a bunch of times in his career, but he's always tried to make it work. It's just not really his style.
No. I mean, that's a really old bind though. But when Nip were really struggling, and then you saw Get Right with the op, it was like, oh boy, okay, they're really struggling now. And just because that's not his role, it's not what he does. It's not a knock on Get Right.
See, we've seen this a few times from Nip. They actually often do the smokes outside just to fake presence there.
Misinformation. Or rather, denying information. This is still a 4-on-4. This still favors Dig, but Exist is going to find the opening kill on FNS. That's FNS caught in the open.
Infinite can do so much here, though.
Can do the big player, and they check it, but Freiburg, instant headshot. Exist there to trade.
Oh,
Ye going to
Ye.
be on the flank, though, and this is it. It's all on Ye, 1v2. He's coming in right behind Get Right, but they're watching this angle already. Forrest was checking the
This
hut.
is looking good, though. If he gets this first person clean, this is a round on. Oh, he's going to get him for free.
There it is, and Get Right wins.
That was rough. I could have gone differently for Orgless.
Triple kill in the round for Get Right. And talk about a huge save for Get Right. With Guardian going down, he trades Subrosa immediately. Doesn't let Orgless take advantage of the being a man up in that scenario. Still got
I mean, I still like the rotation, though. Like, it's a fast response from Orgless.
still there.
Which thus far works, because if you notice, Nip hasn't really faked. Like, they do commit once they go.
But they go for the force fight here, Orgless. They do not want to give this up.
This is a bit of a questionable one.
I think this is really pressing it. They must not, I mean, obviously they don't want to let Dig get too many rounds on T-side early on Nuke, but this is going to be brutal in terms of their economy. They don't even have max loss bonus, so bit touch and go here. As we can see, thanks to our sponsor Pinnacle, we have odds, and Dig currently favored pretty heavily. But it's the standoff now between Dig and Orgless, and we're going to be setting up for those nades once again out to Yard. And this time, Dig, I mean, it's really a question. If you just keep being thorough with these nades and just putting them up round after round, it's going to keep Orgless guessing, are they going secret or not?
This is why the guy in ramp now pushes, because in theory, if 3 smokes come outside, they cannot literally be right up in the ramp area. So he tries to push for information before he gets shot. Infinite, obviously, in some Flusher type universe, would have 2 kills now. Still so much you can do there, but there's 1 for 3.
Oh, and he gets 2. That's bomb spotted as well. 30 seconds on the clock. Yay, unfortunately, no good with the pre-fire, and the rest of the team just collapse. Nice attempt there. Infinite really set it up, but they will be recovering. 20 seconds on the clock. FNS could be in a position to ruin things, though. If he gets down to detox quickly, he could deny this bomb plant. 15 seconds. Exist leading the way. He hears the steps. FNS realizes that he's on the money. If he kills the bomb planter, has to win this duel versus Forrest, gets that done.
This is winnable.
Oh, and the bomb gets planted, so tough.
What? I mean, now it's versus Exist, and the health means, I mean, this isn't impossible. He has to obviously get the drop. Oh, he did it!
Unreal! What a clutch from FNS!
Wow. The worst thing about that as well, if you're the Dig guys, is the first guy, was it actually Get Right, the first one who pushed him? The first guy's feeling really stupid,
Forrest.
rushing the guy with a PT-50 and
yeah.
giving him the AK.
What a shot, though. That second one on Freiburg.
Because I'm with you. I don't think even FNS thought he was winning that round.
No.
What you were going for there, as you said, is just try and get a miracle kill onto the bomb planter. Then at that point, you just hope something crazy goes your way.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's the play. And it's all in the detail. We're getting a tactical timeout here. If we could have had the replay there of as he takes the peek on the bomb getting planted, Exist is fully aware of that. They know that he's at door, and Exist is standing in front of Freiburg, right? So Exist knows, Freiburg knows that like, they have to get the bomb down. There's 8 seconds on the clock. But Exist, that's an age-old trick, right? Put yourself in line, so you're body blocking just to buy some time for the guy planting the bomb if the guy goes for the spray. So all these little details get picked up, and I mean, these are obviously veteran players. Dig, those are the kinds of elements that they're going to bring into their game. Second nature. They're not even thinking about it.
But this harkens back to what I was talking about earlier. Like this is the MO of the guy Infinite that we're talking about. It's like if you remember the story with him, right? If anyone doesn't remember, is I think like a year ago when Cloud9 was having like a million roster issues, as they were just having for a long time. I think it was actually the first major. It was kind of Itza last year. He was going to be the stand-in for Cloud9, but then something came out like, oh, he did something naughty in his past, so he didn't get to be the stand-in, and they got that Zelsis guy instead. So from what I'd heard, he actually is supposed to be like a skilled player who could be at a better level. But for that reason alone, he's just stuck at the start. So you saw there, he looked awesome with the farmhouse there when he pushed up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if anyone's just a random casual at home, yeah, you try taking a farmhouse and just push up against a bunch of players who've been world-class in their career in a tight chokehold. Like, they'll just dust you off instantly.
Yeah, with AKs. Ugh, it's gross.
And the confidence to do that as well. Like, that's pretty promising stuff.
But that's what, I mean, that's the debate that we were having in the first phase of the tournament, where the respect has to be earned, and Dig have been going at this level long enough where even players like Orgless aren't going to have that respect.
Oh, exactly. Like, I often say...
Like, Sabrosa's going to step in here, and he's going to look for aim duels all day long.
You can clean this up as well. There's anyone left.
Get out of here. Ace! It's the ace for Sabrosa.
Yeah, to comment on what you were saying, like, I often say it's like when you're a champion or a top team, what you do is it's like you build up a cachet of credit. It's like people just expect, like, yeah, they're really good, this guy's going to wreck me, oh, he's a champion. The problem with that, and the problem that people like Dig have, is they think that that bank account is still open. They don't know that was overdrawn years ago and got closed down. Like, there's nothing left in that anymore, Grandma.
Yeah, or closed on into that.
Yeah, so the sad thing is, they still imagine that, like, listen, maybe for Forest it works, maybe get right. But I tell you what, if I'm one of these players, I don't care who it is on Orgless, and I'm facing Exist, I'm facing Freiburg, if anything, it's the other way around. I'm like, I can't wait to kill these guys. These guys used to be legends.
Yeah, now
this is going to look like a cool cleanup outside easy.
They should not lose any players, and they do not. Well done there on Orgless' side. 6 rounds on the board now for Orgless, and I mean, we'll see that Gambit round, that gamble.
That could be the turnaround.
Force, and FNS clutches at 1v3. That might be the whole first half here. It's on Dig now to show some grit, to show that world-class quality to come back into this once they've had a round like that go against them.
Yeah, they've got to really roll now, though, because this is always the problem. The two maps that I hate in this sense is Nuke and Train, because the T side, the scoreboard always lies to you. Like, 3 rounds looks like, yeah, that's no big deal. You know, we keep going, we get the 12 rounds. It's like, first of all, odds are I think it's going to get at least 1 or 2 more rounds. And all of a sudden, like, 5 team rounds, that's enough. That's enough for this team. Sabrosa back on his bullshit again. He's actually going ham right now, I can't lie. He's looking pretty good.
And now it's Guardian alone, 1v3. And Sabrosa showing some discipline, waiting for his teammates to help him out, waiting for Guardian to walk into his crosshair. And sure enough, there it is. Sabrosa.
By the way, I will just shout out, I did appreciate Maui Snake's April Fool's attempt, where he just said, like, you know, I think actually Guardian will have the game of his life. And he's like, I was even thinking, like, really? What a weird call. So I actually got tricked by it, but he was like, April Fool's. Yeah.
No, that's Sabrosa getting, what, 9 kills? Sure. Sabrosa gets 9 kills in 2 buy rounds, the last 2 buy rounds for Dig. Those are not easy kills to get.
I mean, one of them was the one where he got shot in the side of his head, like, up by Forest, whipped out and just shot him instantly. So yeah, he's on his game.
Looking good, Sabrosa. If he pulls this, I mean, this is what you expect from Sabrosa. There's a lot of focus on Wardell, obviously, on this team, and he does deserve it. He hits like a truck, but Sabrosa's supposed to be right up there with him, getting those frags round after round. And then we see the timeout here. You look at the money for Dig. This, by the way, is something you can absolutely take back to the old NIP, which is one of the things I actually think that also made NIP drop off as a team. Forget individual skill and the meta and all that. One of the things about the game was, when they dominated the game, there were no OP pistols. Our idea of an OP pistol was the 5.7. The P250 and the 5.7, yeah.
Yeah, and those were actually, even then, you used them very tactically. You had a specific reason to buy them. You didn't buy them just to bullshit someone around the corner. So one of the problems is, if you think of any version of NIP, they were just never good force buy teams. Like, they were never the teams that just bought like 5 Eagles and shot your head off. That was the French teams, you know. So
those very games, yeah.
Unfortunately, I've noticed it's just always been the case with these players. Like, that's one area they've never been that dangerous to me.
No, it's always been the big sprays. That's been Dig's forte. Get right, you know, it makes you think just...
Like, on CT side, obviously, they could do it because they had, like, some of them could play with the shotguns we've seen, or this SMGs, etc. But on the T side, nah, you were never that scared about them doing, like, a Tech 9 rush or something.
No, right now they need to come up with something, because it is Orgless just feeling more and more comfortable with the situation. 7-3.
This is one of those ones where it's like, if you really believe Guardian's good, you actually think he's like a legit player. Why hasn't he got the scout? He's spent his whole career as a sniper. Although I will say, actually, that is a weird thing about Guardian. Considering what a fantastic sniper he was, you don't really in your mind think of many highlights with the scout.
No.
You know? Like, some like a lot of the other ones are sick with it, but...
Well, he heard
that was pretty nice.
He heard you there, Duncan.
That was classic.
That was beautiful. That's Guardian with an instant headshot, and that's pretty much round. I mean, 2 AKs.
I mean, Wardell's going to try and go super ham close range.
Oh, they heard the footsteps.
Which we both love and hate about him.
They know he's there.
First one.
There's Get Right with the headshot, and getting out of hand. Are we? Is this going to be? I mean, it wasn't a hard eco. They did buy Deagles and a Scout, but this could be a fantastic round for Dig.
The thing about Dig is they're always good on the force buys, Semler. They,
Yeah, exactly. Oh, buddy. Doesn't get out in time, Guardian.
Nostradamus coming through again. That's how I was just explaining it.
Yeah, well, yeah, tell me more about Dig and force buys, yeah.
Even Guardian, like, as we're just literally talking shit on him,
He's like,
sit down.
Yeah, love to see it, though. All right, Guardian.
This is going to be like the third timeout I think we've seen. We haven't even finished the first half.
Yeah, and this is Orgless. Orgless are another team. FNS, he's got that quality as a leader where he is willing. They don't have a coach.
Yeah, he's a real captain, yeah.
But they will, yeah, exactly. Actually, I think they do have a coach now. I think they found a coach.
I think someone said they had one. It wasn't a person I knew.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I can't
it's
remember.
Called Tailored. It says on the screen.
Yeah, there it is.
Well done,
there
DJ.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Prius. Yeah, they did, but they didn't start out the tournament with a coach. But even before they had the coach, yeah, they brought him in for the tournament now. But even before, FNS was always calling the timeouts. He was always on top of using the tactical timeouts. He's a guy. He's an actual leader who knows when to slow the game down, so that his team can have a discussion. But Dig as well, using their coaching, they've used 2 of those timeouts that we've seen so far in this first half. So interesting, really getting it out there.
Also, I will just point out, like, if you are the guys from Orgless, you can't be too mad at that force buy win there. Bear in mind, you yourself just got going off a massive force buy win anyway. You know, one lucky shot deserves another.
Dude, are you guys...
As Shaq said in the 2004 playoffs, Spurs Game 5. Look it up.
So what we're learning right now is that we're like Org have paused the game because they are trying to get their food that got delivered right now. And apparently if they're not fast about getting their food, it gets stolen every time. So that's what Sabrosa is saying right now, that they have to pause to get the food, otherwise it's not going to be there. I don't know. Well, the admin
sounds
said,
questionable to me. Someone outside the game can go get the food. Like, you have to be like, oh, pause the game, guys. Ding dong. Gotta go get my Taco Bell now. Are you kidding me?
I'm assuming.
It's probably trolling there. Come on. They gotta be trolling. There's no way.
No. That's because they talked about that 3 rounds ago, so I knew it was coming. But this is they actually did it, and the admin is like, please do not pause the game for that sort of stuff, and resume the game. So
why is the admin even saying please? Just say it. You are disqualified. I've always said, I mean, this is something me and Lopez used to go on about years ago. Is we always used to just dream when we were sat there and you'd be all those pauses in the game, which would be like, I wish I was an admin. I'd just literally do it like by the number. I'd be like that parking attendant where you literally have just parked there now. And I'm like, excuse me, sir, that's a restricted area. Like, I'm just going to be 1 minute. It's like, well, you'll have 1 minute with a ticket then. It's like, going to give me a hard time? It's like, yeah, I am. That's what I'd be like as an admin, because I hate it when they just let the star players, like, the excellent players just waste loads of time, have time to get food. Come on.
There's definitely that, or on stage, where it's like the players just take their time setting up. I mean, if you're an admin at that point, you got to crack the whip and be like, "Hey, kids, like, get going. You're supposed to."
Because the problem is,
to be able to set up in 5 minutes.
Obviously, yeah, the admin feels like he's being held hostage. Like, oh, the match isn't going to start without me. It's like, no, it's the other way around. Like, you're the one who should be controlling them.
Yeah, you get on them. And if you're a pro, like Lurpus actually had that point. You know, speaking of Lurpus, but he had that point where when he was pro, he could get set up in like 2.5 minutes flat. Yeah. He could sit down and be ready to go in 2 minutes. And yet, yeah, today what? It's changed, and players need 15 minutes to set up. Are you kidding me? Like, just get them going. You should have your config ready to go. You should be ready to go with it.
This could be a brutal up. Let's see. They're already down the vent.
And that was a sloppy
How long did that take, FNS?
That was a sloppy spray. Luckily for him, Get Right had a nade in his hand. Down onto lower. Here we go. FNS this time follows it up.
That was like the bullet outline round him, wasn't it?
It was.
By FNS.
Oh! Not going to get that one. But Ye is there. Takes down Guardian. Ye with the retake. Bomb has been planted, but it's Freiberg 1v3. That should be a free kill. That should be a free kill.
Oh, they've got the bomb now, though.
Yeah, but he can spray through this.
Oh, they stopped because they heard it. Right. He's going to do this.
What is this team? Some sloppy rounds here coming out after this, after the timeout.
One thing I find weird about that is I've noticed that's what teams always do, right? So whenever they're worried you're in the doors and that you're going to fuck around like that, they always send one guy to open the door and then the other guy just waits. What I don't understand is, to me, it's obvious. What you do is this. You open the door with one of you stood on each side. What are the odds this guy can swing and spray both of you? Whereas you're just double peeking him at that point in time, you know. That's what I would do personally, but no one ever does that, I notice.
Don't know why.
You also don't, in the last few rounds at least, we don't get a lot of spam through those doors. You can still kill the guy.
It's true.
You don't have to, like, open it and see where he is, do you?
about finding defaults if he's playing default or corner or whatever. You're right.
That was almost a turnaround, though.
That was almost a huge...
Even just FNS's moment, like, he almost blew it right there.
Well, keep in mind, Dig got that 4th round by going into, like, a deagle buy and winning it hands down. So they get slammed on their buy rounds right now, Dig, which is interesting. It's almost the reverse of what we should be seeing from him. Orgless, though, double AWP in play.
And you notice they still have to have a FAMAS, though, even after winning these rounds.
Flashes in.
Okay. It's only a one-man, though. So he's going to run down as though they're all rushing the ramp, but they still have to rotate it over.
Let's see.
It's amazing how little of this game has been about outside.
It's true, right?
It's all just upper and then ramp fake.
Now Sabrosa steps in. Infinite is here to help out. Takes down Guardian. Gets the follow-up. Looking for a 3rd. Not going to find it.
This upper setup looks strong. Sabrosa and Infinite, they're just single-handedly mowing down the Dig players when they come in.
Sabrosa is sitting on 14 frags right now. He's topping the server. He's looking super solid.
Trying out that new wave aiming.
That what?
That new wave aiming. You don't remember? This might have been just before you actually left CS. You don't remember the whole drama with Sabrosa where people thought he cheated?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I remember the walks. Yeah,
no, but that was the thing. But there was like a famous warm-up clip where he did it, where it looked super suspicious, and then as though he was like trying to make himself look suspicious. Right before he did it, he wrote in like the chat, like, "Just gonna try out a new style of aiming." Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, because we can do that. Just gonna change it up real quick. Nah, yeah, this is Sabrosa has survived it. He's still in the mix. And while Dig have gone for their 3rd tactical timeout.
Now, here's the thing.
Remaining.
Let's review the scoreboard again.
Right.
So if the scoreboard lied to you earlier by telling you actually it's 5 for Orgless, there's only 3 rounds for Dig. Yeah, listen, it's still only 4 rounds for Dig. But with like 2 rounds left to play at this point in time, if Dig gets even one of these, this is a fine half. They're not that worried about this. Remember, this is their map pick. Like, they love this map. They're confident that they're going to get at least 10 on the CT side.
Orgless also solid on this map, though, so I'm very curious to see. Oh, and there's the Krieg. Haven't had many Kriegs so far, but Get Right decides now it's time to play. Finds the A.
Yeah, that's another thing worth pointing out. This lineup of Dig, not particularly Krieg abusers, actually, if you think about it.
I think they also might be on the technical side where they just don't want to be giving that Krieg over to the CT side.
Like, to me, the Krieg players in NIP were the players that are still in NIP now. It's not the ones that came over here.
Oh, the youngins.
Which is actually weird, because I have noticed that Get Right with the Krieg isn't really that sick, actually. It's not really that great a weapon for him, which is weird, because he's got some of the best spray ever in CS. So you would think that'd be right up his alley.
It's the whole power of it, isn't it? But it's also the 1-bullet accuracy. You can see 2 extremes with that gun, for sure. Man advantage right now for Orgless in this round. Dig sticking together.
Got to make this work, because obviously the money's absolute shit right now. If Orgless gets to 10 rounds, now it's Orgless with the game.
Did they not realize that they don't have the bomb?
Yeah, with the time left.
There it is. They send Guardian back to fetch it.
I mean, Infinite heard him running there, so...
Yeah, that's a lot. That's information gained.
But they're thinking he's coming off it still. That's a bit bizarre, but all right.
Well, double molly, 20 seconds on the clock, and this is going to wind up on the lower side. Infinite is currently on the flank. Oh, Guardian. Kill
the planter, there you go. That should be round 1. 10 seconds left.
Cleaner.
To even get over to it, you can just be shot instantly.
And, well, now you're just trying to make the play and die if you exist, and you're going to fall at the hands of Infinite. Double kill for Infinite in the round.
Like, still an all right half for Dig. It's not the end of the world. The problem is you didn't have much money there. You were going to be on, basically, you're just going to have to force up on, like, AKs with minimal utility.
But, I mean, the only guy who isn't really hitting shots right now is Ye, but he's also just ramp. And
yeah, he hasn't
ramp is kind of hit or miss. Either you get a bunch or you're just going to have a really quiet game. And so a tough situation for Ye.
And that's also, by the way, the story of the game. Just look at the other 4 and their scores. Yeah. Even FNS is actually dominating the battles he's taking. Right, they try to rush an offer here. This is going to work out really badly.
Well, there's Infinite with 1. Sabrosa's still alive. Still alive on the site, no less.
Oh, what a kill by Guardian.
And Get Right's chiming in. Double op to retake. Wardell through the smoke takes down Get Right.
Still no bomb down.
It's a 2-on-2 scenario now.
Okay, he can peek while he's planting.
Bomb has been planted.
Oh, they're not both going to come from up, are they? 2 ops trying to retake from up. It sounds like my nightmare.
Oh, I think... Okay, Wardell's going to set a flash up. Let's see it. Oh!
What in the world?
There it is! What a job, what a retake.
Yay, this is not FPLC. You can't do things like that. James.
Bomb has been defused.
Can't do it, Dan. All right. Well, that was a brilliant retake.
That was
The
fire.
setup,
Yeah.
just point blank, and they get it done. Just seems like the round right there. So that's the half. 11-4 first half for Orgless on the CT side of Nuke. They're going to trade over now, going on that T side. We'll
Diggs
see what
pick,
they're capable
remember?
of. But this is Diggs' pick, and we are going to see how it all plays out after the break. Just sit here and listen to the music all day. Let's go. That's what happens when your audio tech man is actually a DJ as well and a producer. Turns out he's done everything. I've talked to him. He's like a mad music mad. All right, let's get into it. Second half Dig trailing quite a bit, but they're on the CT side now. They win the pistol. They can still get in the game. No worries at all. Orgless on the T side. 11 rounds to their name, and I'm watching Wardell in this pistol. The man is hitting headshots in the pistol rounds. Has been all tournament long.
Oh.
Through the smoke. Let's see it though. 2 players here, and King Dogs, and it's not going to happen. Locker room, rather. And just 2 headshots already. But hey, Sabrosa's still here. It's just all over the place. What is this round? What is going on? There it is. Sabrosa with another
His aim
headshot.
has been crisp today. He's had so many headshot kills.
Oh, they spotted it as well. They see the setup. 3 on upper right now. It tells Orgless everything they need to know. Quick rotation down to the lower site now. And that's Forrest trying to get the flank set up out here in yard.
I love how decisive Orgless is today.
Yeah.
It's like when they make when something happens, they just make a snap decision and they just all follow it.
They're looking to try and find the man advantage right now in this situation. Sabrosa's going to be ready for Forrest.
Sabrosa can do so much here. Like, worst case scenario, this should be a trade.
Dude, look at Forrest though. Forrest so wise. There's the headshot, but he still hesitated going down there. He still was worried that perhaps this could be a setup.
I mean, the way it's going today, Sabrosa's aim is as good as Forrest's. That's the way it's genuinely playing out so far.
He's murdering him right now. 19-7. Scoreline for Sabrosa so far. Get right on the upper, close to Vents, but and Freiberg going to be coming through, but this is going to be the lower.
Got Get Right alive though. We'll
Man advantage right now for Orgless, dude. They are looking really good in this situation.
Freiberg can get lucky and catch a guy inside the head here. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult now.
Man, Get Right dying as well. That is it. Sabrosa with the quad kill and the pistol. Puts him on 20 frags so far in this map.
Yeah, that's all on Sabrosa, that entire round. Like, that round was broken for Orgless already at that point in time. The Dig players even got away. They were all in safe spots with the USPs. It's the kill that he gets on the Forest there in the ramp. Like, that just opens the whole game up at that point in time.
Murdered him.
Impressive stuff.
Yeah. Level
Look at that. I hadn't even noticed that. It scores from a 20-7 already.
Yeah, man.
Only 16 rounds in. Now, this is where I really want to see, because if FNS is as good a leader as I think he is, this should actually be a one map. Like, not only do you only need 4 T rounds, which, listen, is no joke on this map, but you know how many rounds you've got to get it. Like, you can choose the pacing, you can try experimental stuff, you can just try basic defaults if you want. It's up to you how you start it, and then basically your adjustment's going to decide whether you win or not.
Orgless are no slouch on Nuke as well. They are going to be very solid on this T side. So Dig are they're in very hot water right now. Taking the time to check things out here, Wardell. He's got that Krieg in play. Orgless, no hesitation to decide to pick up the Krieg. We've seen it all tournament long. Just sneaking right on through there. It's going to be Get Right at risk. Oh, spots him, gets that smoke down. But is that a minute? Plenty of time here.
You don't have to go through it. That's the problem in that.
Still plenty of time for Orgless. Now they forced that key piece of utility. That is the last smoke that Dig had. So now you can take your time and set up. There are no more barriers stopping you.
That's where the move maybe would have been, have the guy in mini, like, look out to secret when you know you pushed them back off that, but whatever.
Oh!
Smart move to get out.
Good job, Get Right.
I mean, just having everyone alive still is fine. Problem is now he's going to have to go ham. And if you notice, still no rotation from the Dig players. They still are scared that it's going to be like a fast switch to upper through mini probably. Guardian
is still here. He's at ramp. Get Right, not long for this world, but as expected, it's Guardian now, and Guardian gets overwhelmed. Exist finds Ye, but that's the extent of it here as Forrest goes down. Freiberg, the last man alive, with the banana.
Yeah, I think that was a questionable decision to hold upper still. The problem is, though, you didn't really have much information.
No, that's the thing. You only had Get Right taking a duel with guys in lower halls, and that could be anything.
That could just have been 2 people.
Yeah.
Absolutely could be.
So it's a tough scenario there for Dig. And a little bit of hesitation ends up costing them.
That money's going to be absolutely terrible now. It's going to be 13-4. They're in a tough spot.
Freiberg has to save, and he will. So he'll survive this and have the 5-7 for the next round at least. But Orgless just looking fantastic. Their money's going to be super duper solid now. They can keep dropping, no worries at all. And Dig have got a tough decision on their hands. Do they force up again, or do they just go for the save and try and run the perfect CT half afterwards? Entirely possible. They have 1 tactical timeout left, Dig, that they could call. But as it ticks down, it's looking like it's going to be the hard eco. Hard eco. Dig are committing. What's this setup from Freiburg? Pop flash for upper in case Orgless decide to rush it. Not going to be the case, though. And you really don't want to see the 5-7 get dropped out in yard already. That's pretty much the firepower that they have to work with, along with the Kevlar. So Forrest gets prodded a little bit as he peeks info for yard.
Your confidence if you're Orgless now is sky high as well, because those rounds that Dig won, a lot of those were way earlier in the game. Wasn't that like 4-6 at one point in time or something?
Yeah.
Like this was ages ago they won these rounds.
I think it was the FNS clutch that broke Dig. The FNS clutch, I mean, they've hardly done anything since. There have been a couple close rounds, but it's been very much an Orgless match since FNS won that insane 1v3. Oh, Forrest gets the kill on Ye. Ye can't catch a break this game.
Except for that mad no-scope he hit at the end of the half. I'll give him that one. I actually do think, though, at the moment, fragging has been a real concern for the Dig players. Like, I've literally only seen Freiburg on my screen getting killed. Whereas, as you point out, Ye's the only one with, like, an insignificant score on the Orgless side, and we already saw him win a clutch earlier on. In fact, two clutches, technically.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the moment, there's not really much going on Dig's side. It also feels like Dig has had a lot of kills early on in rounds that just never ended up being a closed round by the end. At the moment, the middle of the rounds are super chaotic. They're just crazy gunfights.
Mm-hmm. But then that's going to play into the aimers' hands, and that's where Orgless are going to shine, right? They should be the ones to win out in those sort of scenarios. You got Sub-Rosa, you got Wardell. Wardell on the hunt right now, hoping for a target.
And you already see the total difference and contrast in terrorist styles. Orgless is all about controlling the outside. That's where everything starts. For Nip, it was just utility, fake presence up there, and then you were always planning to go upper or just rush the vents. Which, funnily enough, is more of an old-school style player.
Well, as the smoke clears, it's going to get interesting here for
Forrest
Forrest.
should get this first guy straight up. But he's actually... Oh, that's so unlucky.
Unreal.
That was literally where he was looking a second earlier.
And Sub-Rosa walks and gets 2. FNS
Still
close enough to hear the
3v3.
steps. Oh, that's the bomb down.
That's
What is
huge.
going on?
That is huge.
All right, Sub-Rosa finally gets taken down. And now it's Wardell.
You're in a tough spot right now because you want to save the AWP, but you don't want to get killed after the time. It's actually better to just get killed immediately, basically.
You hit the headshot there. All right, that's just... What a round. All over the place.
Yeah,
They're going
after
to go for Force Buy.
what Sub-Rosa had done early, it felt like that should have been a lot safer for Orgless.
Indeed.
Because it seems unnecessary to push the bomb to the ladder, like you were saying there. If that was just a guy just pushing it just to test it, like see if there's anyone there, flank them, yeah, that's fine. But dropping the bomb there basically ends the round.
I mean, it could just be confidence as well. I mean, these guys have been winning their duels.
Sure.
They've been hitting their shots. FNS is probably heading over there thinking, I'll just, get that kill real quick and then we'll sort this out, open it up. Wasn't the case,
Holy
though.
moly. Sub-Rosa's up to 26 kills.
Yeah.
This guy's rolling it. He's just dominated Forrest half the time we've seen him play today.
Now it's on Wardell to create some space here. FNS gets shot in the face by Get Right. Get Right starting to feel it. Top fragging on the map right now for Dig. There's Exist.
Holy moly.
This is why you don't buy Kriegs. And Guardian. There we go. Guardian hitting a nice quick flick. But, man, you put a Krieg at ramp. That's just... It's asking to get murdered.
Oh, if that's an M484, yeah, it's one kill.
Yeah.
Probably dies after that.
But
that was well
why
done.
you have teams that avoid buying Kriegs on T side now. Just don't give them over to the CTs.
If you're Orgless, plenty of time to play in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Loads of rounds. You're going to have your money back in a round or two. If you're the Dig guys, basically has to be perfect from here on out. Which at least that round somewhat was.
That was the gambit. That was what they played for.
Oh, look at this ball. Sadly, no one followed it up.
You got no smokes to cancel the mollies. That's that situation where they had the anti-rush mollies down, and unfortunately for you, you were the first one through. Freiburg going to get some feel-good frags, and Forrest finds the second one. So easy upper hold here for Dig. Orgless just looking to get that out of the way. Now they will have the buy.
Oh, they choose to do a little half buy.
Half buy instead. This is where you can really see them saying, hey, we have a lot of rounds.
Yes.
And so let's just take our time with it and get a full buy in the next round. Really like to see that discipline on the side of Orgless.
Yeah, there's just so many rounds to play with.
Solid. That's what we expected. We shouldn't be acting shocked, right? That's what we should expect from FNS.
I mean, you need 2 rounds. There's 9 left in the game.
Oh, did you see how hard the odds have shifted? 7. Wow. Okay, Pinnacle.
I mean, they are at 14 rounds.
Sure.
Like, it's not like it never happens on Nuke, sure, but I would definitely favour Orgless to get this over the line. Even just fragging-wise, they're looking fantastic at the moment.
I'm just expecting Sabrosa with the 30 at this point. Absolutely possible. Oh, no.
And as usual, everything's outside again.
Yeah.
Now, the interesting thing about this is something I have noticed, though, about Dig, is as much as this map's been their strongest map, and they're trying to harken back to some of the old chemistry they had on this map, they're actually not that good, it feels like, on the CT side at reading where the Ts are. Like, they never do a push on ramp to get information. They never check is there anyone in the hot upper area. Is there they just play back, and they let Orgless dictate the tempo of the game, basically.
Trusting in their ability to frag. I mean, they've got 2 Kriegs right now, AK, off. They've got the superior firepower. So Dig seems like they just want to play off of that. And now we have to see. Get right with the setup. There's the smoke wall blocking them off. Not a fan of throwing that molly just because, I mean, you got no follow-up on it, but that's going to be the peek outside. Forced Insta-Dinct going to make him play a bit more honest.
But Exist is in a really great spot here.
Forrest waiting to see if they're going to push him. It's looking like it might happen. Upper push instead. Now Forrest going to be able to line up the first one. Sabrosa's there. Infinite finds a kill of his own. And now, do they manage to get the bomb planted or not? It's going to be so difficult now. Bomb is dropped down vents, and they run out of time. They run out of time, and on this eco round, 2 survive.
Yeah, we didn't keep track of that. There was actually too little time on the clock even when they ran in, basically. They had to just instantly frag them. That explains why the Dig players played so passive.
Yes, that does. They're playing the clock the whole time.
We lost the clock just like they did.
Yeah, we did.
Just like Orgless did.
But that's such a big one, because now
Oh,
Cordell,
yeah.
no op for him, even though he was going to get it. Infinite has to go for a deagle instead. They had the money for the nades, so they're not totally useless in this round, but that is that's going to throw a wrench in things here. That's still 2 Kriegs, an AK on Orgless. Full nades as well, so they really can just go into the playbook, decide what they want to run with.
Gerright's going to keep doing this just over and over again.
Yeah, he's recovered the
Just
bomb.
the outer guy in this game. That's all he's about.
But these smoke walls aren't perfect, and so it gives a gap. That's what Get Right used to take advantage of it last time against Sabrosa. And now they're going to be able to start pushing secret, start getting a little bit of information there. And you are stuck on the wrong side of that open space, boys. That's the bomb back there as well. So now they need to kind of create some openings here, Orgless. 50 seconds on the clock. Exist is already down on the lower halls. Already down on that lower side, ready and waiting, and he's getting Guardian there to back him up as well. 2 players are going to be on the B side here for Dig. This will be a tough nut to crack for Orgless.
And they've already got the setup floor. This is a key man here.
This is going to be so tough. This is going to be so difficult. Oh, into the upper yard, though. Sabrosa, kill on Exist and lower. Wardell and Sabrosa, they're just falling apart. Dig, they don't know where to look. Freiberg with a triple. But it's not enough. The damage was done. Freiberg, though, with the triple. Got to put the emphasis on that. Man was a hero. That was one hell of a fight from him, but it just wasn't enough. Too many bodies on the side of Orgless.
That was a
Map
nice
point.
fake. I mean, one of the things I like about Orgless, to go back to it again, is you can see the moment in a round when they make a decision, and they just go with it. Like, there's never any hesitation. They don't second-guess themselves. Someone doesn't just bait someone or play off. They just go. It's actually been great to watch.
Yeah, and they've got the firepower to back that kind of play up. Opportunity is there. They're not missing the shot. Exist, we missed that shot. We didn't quite pick up on it.
Oh, Sabrosa 1 away from 30.
So he's got 1 round to do it. And I could do it right here. I mean, this is
Could
still
be
gonna
more than
a
one round.
buy
There's still
coming
a
in.
full buy.
Yeah, no, it's a buy from Dig. They've got money, as you guys can see. They've got the full rifles, full buy on their side. But now we're going to have all rifles on Orgless' side. Orgless, that was a decisive round for them with 3 guns, no less.
Yeah, they've actually done surprisingly well if you add in the CT side. As long as they get like 2 or 3 rifles, they're able to make up for it if they have a SMG, just a pistol. They've actually been able to get way more out of it than you'd expect.
Yeah, no, they're looking very polished right now. But keep in mind, again, full roster here on the side of Orgless that have been cracking together day in, day out in this essentially extended boot camp that they're having here in Los Angeles. And Dig playing with the stand-in. They're going to get time in with Guardian, but it's still not ideal.
It does feel, though, for Orgless, like a lot of the T-half has been just a Sabrosa. Like, if you those kill scores weren't that dissimilar for the other people at the end of the first half. Sabrosa's just been going ham on this side. Entries for days, instant headshots, out-dueling Forest.
Nades are abounding all over the place in outer yard. And, well, good use of the incendiary. Oh, wait. Gap. Let's see if they can take advantage of this with the Kriegs. The good anti-flash is coming through, kind of stumbled that, and I think that could have been an opportunity there for Orgless. Instead, it's Guardian who gets the drop on Sabrosa. Now, how do you get rid of Guardian in this position? You should be winning these fights for days, but now he realizes that he's opened up a flank.
Yeah, but I think if he actually goes back over here, we'll kill him now. He should... I don't think
seconds.
I don't think he's going to look as far left as Years, basically. So, oh, it's on.
And he's not scoped up either, so Infinite wins a duel straight up man on
A
man.
janky fight.
But now Guardian, this could be his round. He's at 2 kills so far. There's Get Right with a nade, and they're just getting whittled down. Orgless, a little bit of hesitation on their side is costing them big in this round, to the point where they might just try and save these 2 Kriegs.
Yeah, they can't know it, but if Wardell actually just went out and took that duel, it's not impossible he could win the round, but it was too little time on the clock already, I think.
Well, every man for himself at this point.
Terrorists win.
And Dig, once again, winning thanks to the clock. 6 rounds away from tying it up and taking it to overtime. We got to see now, are Orgless going to be capable of taking it across the finish line here? Yesterday we saw quite the match that went into double OT. Today, do we get the same thing here on Nuke?
Yeah, the problem is the buy is super questionable here. Like, there's probably no point.
Yeah, play off the 2 Kriegs and go for the half buy for the rest of them. Teal, smoke on Sabrosa. Sabrosa still looking to get that 30 bomb going here. And but with the Krieg, I mean, you can take the duels out in the yard. You can take these fights. So FNS showing no fear, just getting into that. So it's looking like
And
the smoke wall again.
you can also obviously use the Kriegs to fake that you have a full buy. People might think you have the weapons. Is this going to be a rush on that then? Just throw the smokes to distract for a second and go in.
FNS can wrap from main. The rest of them can get in there too. Get that smoke wall down, try and draw attention outside. There's the second one. No gap this time. No information available for Dig. But there's still 2
Oh, this
players.
could be a Forest highlight here.
Yep.
Let's see.
Yep. 50 seconds. And Sabrosa hesitating. Now's the time though. Freiberg spotted on the site, trying to set it up. Forrest on upper.
Nice up for
Wardell's
Dignitas.
there to take down Guardian. This is all on Forrest. He gets 2, looking for the 3rd as well. Hasn't given himself up. Sabrosa gonna get bopped. This is the hold. Dig. Fantastic work. FNS, time for another monster clutch. With 25 seconds left, 1v3. It's asking a lot. And to the point where he's even thinking, yeah, just going to back off and save the Krieg again. You've got full nades right now, FNS, if you survive this. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And that is going to be the op for Orgless after this round. Get Right is close, but he's not going to be close enough to find this kill.
It's okay. Worth noting as well, by the way, Wardell has not been playing the AWP on this T side. He's been sticking with the rifle, but he's getting it for the first round now. That could give them a different look. If you've played the whole half with no ops facing you, let's see. Maybe you push him outside, make him take an honest duel with Guardian. Could be a bad shot at this point in time.
Solid hold there from Dig on the upper side. Got to give it to him. Forrest and Freiberg, they've shown when given the opportunity. And now just full smokes everything out to the yard. And this time we're going to get the boost over Big Red. See if anybody gets caught off guard by this.
I mean, it doesn't look as though that molly actually made a gap in it.
No, no gap this time. I'm almost wondering if there is a setup here from Orgless where they intentionally throw a molly or a smoke that leaves a gap. And then Sub Rosa could take advantage of that. I'm wondering if that's the case, or if we're reading too much into it. But Orgless still
That was
at
just
point.
a fake to try and get someone to peek the corner.
Yeah, still map point here for Orgless. And it's looking like a push to the lower site, all four together here. With Infinite holding outside. And well, Get Right's about to get some action. Let's see it.
Yeah, the other day he was in a similar spot. He did like a classic 4-man spray down. But he was on the other side of the box, that's the problem.
There's Guardian holding. Get Right finds Sub Rosa.
Great at the moment.
One after the other, they fall, and it is so difficult for Orgless right now to get these kills.
Okay, Forrest doesn't see Infinite creep underneath, but he basically has to get this kill completely clean. Which is looking all right now, actually. This is doable. This is doable. Oh, he just goes past him.
Yeah. Get into ramp.
Okay. Oh, he keeps looking over. Still gets the kill anyway, though.
But this could throw things out of whack. Now Guardian has to worry about his flank. Wardell takes down Get Right, and now Guardian, you can see he has to worry about it, and he misses the flick. Man advantage now. 15 seconds, and Orgless are going to get the bomb down.
And all of a sudden, it's like game.
Just like that, Infinite with the monster flank opens it all up.
This first one's got to be real nice. Okay, didn't take any damage. That's fine.
Hi, Freiberg. Pull an FNS.
You've got to basically one bullet the first guy. Stall, though.
There it is. Orgless get it done, and you got to give it to Infinite. What a flank. It played out perfectly. 16-10, the final score on on Dig's map.
Close enough.
Come on, man. What year is it?
And by the way, mad props to Sub Rosa for this particular map they had. What a great performance, because we actually saw most of the kills. They weren't just garbage kills. He was just shooting people in the head straight up with the rifles. This was legit.
That was solid. But well, that's going to be the first map.
Sub Rosa seemed legit to me.
In this series. Orgless turns out they had it on a lock, and we're going to see how the second map plays out after the break and in the analyst desk.